Good morning. How's everyone?
Good.
It's personal ministry time, but I was asked to give a little update, as it were, on Mark of the Beast, Signs of the Times, things like that. Just a few headlines of things. I'll try and go quickly, though there is some quotes. We'll see how many I get through on this. So Mark of the Beast, Sunday update. Notice this quote. This is 1923, but this is the essence of this. Sunday is our mark of, and the Roman Church is what?
Bible.
Above the
Bible.
And this transference of Sabbath, meaning the seventh day, to the first day, observant is proof of that fact. They're saying that because we've done it, we obviously have the power to do it. And no one has questioned us on it, at least primarily. So that's kind of what's going on here. Notice this quote from the Adventist Review and Sabbath Herald, August 5th, 1902. It says, "We are told that those who place themselves under God's control, to be led and guided by Him, will what?" Can you guys read with me?
Catch the steady trend of events ordained by Him to take place.
So if you're led and guided by Him, that is God, you will what?
Catch the steady trend.
You'll catch the steady trend of events ordained by Him to take place. You'll be able to see it in history right now all around you. That's if you're led by God. If you're not led by God, you've got everything else on your mind. Notice this. Notice the steady trend. In 2004, this is a headline from Time magazine. It says, "And on the seventh day we..." Question mark? And the whole magazine was about Sabbath, Sunday, seventh day and the first day. Notice this, 2007. Another one, USA Today, title, "Better to take a break," that means keep Sunday in there, "or you will break down." So they're already uplifting Sunday in 2007. Notice 2009, this is ABC News. German court and what? Enforces. That means governmental law, right? The day of rest. What day do you think they're enforcing? Sunday. Notice this in 2009 again. The Guardian, another news, it says, "Slow Sunday, the simple solution to global warming." To what?
Global warming.
Didn't Jesus mention something about signs in the seasons and signs in the earth and the waves and the seas roaring and the sun, right? What would you call that?
Global warming.
They call it global warming, but God says it's natural stuff, right? Using Sunday as a day of rest and renewal would be good for our personal health as well as the health of the planet. Notice 2012, it says, "Let's make Sunday a day of rest for God's sake." Fox News. Do you guys see the steady trend? Notice this, 2014, New York Daily News. "Keeping stores open on Sunday is not beneficial for society." Who said it?
Pope Francis.
Yeah, Jorge Bergoglio. I'm not going to call him Pope. Anyway. 2014, notice what it again. That's the same guy. "No work Sundays, not just for the faithful." By the way, what's it tied with? To what?
Selling
Was there anything about buying and selling in the book of Revelation at all tied to the Mark of the Beast? Stores. Sunday. Look at this. March 27, 2015 by CNN. That's the CIA news network. Arizona State Senator. Who? Senator. "Make Sunday church attendance mandatory." You can look it up on YouTube. She's a Mormon. 2015, Lord's Day Alliance of the U.S. Sunday as a... I didn't write that. They wrote that. Sunday as a what? Of... That really should say Catholic. Unity. Notice, Patheos, 2015, "Capitalism's war on the..." And they really mean, when you read the article, capitalism, what does that deal with? Buying and selling. You guys see the steady trend? Let's look at some more. This is a definition from uslegal.com. You can look it up. There's the link. Sabbath law, law and legal definition. Sabbath means according to the law. So when they say Sabbath, what are they talking about? Sunday. Sabbath law is a statute regulating or prohibiting commercial, buying and selling, activities on Sundays. Sabbath laws were common in olden days. However, they declined since the 1980s when many courts held them invalid because of their origin religion. Sunday being the Christian Sabbath. Again, just put the word Catholic in there. That's what they really mean. Ordinarily, Sabbath laws pass constitutional challenge if they are enacted to support a non-religious cause, which is exactly what they're doing. Just like Constantine did. There was nothing religious about his law. For example, a day of rest for workers. Sabbath law is also known as Sunday law, blue law, Sunday clothing law, or the Lord's Day Act. That's a legal definition. Notice this. This is from Massachusetts. This is current. Working on Sundays and holidays are known as blue laws. In direct quote, the Massachusetts blue laws control hours of operation for certain businesses and a law that requires what? Some businesses to pay extra compensation, buying and selling. Isn't that interesting? You've got to pay premium pay if you have workers working on Sunday in Massachusetts. On Sundays and some legal holidays. These laws are enforced by the Attorney General's office. That's not back in the 1800s, that's today. Notice this. This is from the New York Times. Now, notice the green down here later on. I'm going to preface this. It says, maybe it's time to declare a national Sabbath. They're not talking about Sunday or Sabbath per se, though they're feeding it into the thought. What they're really talking about is a break from dirty politics and scandal. But maybe it's time to declare a national Sabbath? What idea are they feeding into your mind when they say something like that? Do you think they know what they're doing? They know exactly what they're doing. Notice this. This is David Rutledge, retired teaching from Furman University. It says, when I was a boy, Sunday, the Christian Sabbath, was a day of rest in which virtually all stores were closed and normal commerce suspended. Talks about in his own lifetime that's kind of disappeared through secularism or humanism. It says, we have been eager for Sabbath to end so that we can engage in trade. That's a Presbyterian saying that. So what do you think he wants to go back to? Sundays and all stores closed. By the way, that's 2019 September. That's this year. Notice the Methodist. This is the official UNC.org. The United Methodist Church recognizes Children's Sabbath. But what day are they talking about? Sunday. The ecumenical day. Hey, we all got together on Sunday. The United Methodist Church recognizes Children's Sabbath, a time to reflect on God's gift to children and ways of congregation, and individuals can renew their commitment to care for and protect children. So they're saying, hey, let's get this together. But it's a what kind of thing? Ecumenical. That's that false ecumenism. Notice Methodist again. The Children's Defense Fund has led and organized the national observance, the what? Of Children's Sabbath. What do they mean by that? Sunday. This ecumenical celebration brings together what kind of people? People of all faiths. I mean like Muslims and Buddhists and Hindus and animists. Yeah. So Sunday brings together what? People of all faiths. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that exactly what the book of Revelation said would happen? Notice this, orthodoxy. From the Orthodox Christian perspective, talking about Sabbath, is known as the Holy Rest. The Sabbath, or the Lord's Day, and they really mean Sunday, that they say right here, the other 6 days of the week. Increases, talking about with a vested interest in increased commerce. They say we don't want buying and selling happening on Sunday. It's our sacred day. It's the Lord's Day. They define. The real Lord's Day, it is the seventh day, known as the Sabbath. Again, that's 2019. The Orthodox are saying it. They want people to go to church. Notice this. Baptists wrote this. When a business like Chick-fil-A, you guys know what Chick-fil-A is?
Yeah.
It's really good in the States. In fact, there's one near my house. What are they famous for besides chicken? Being closed on Sunday. Why? Because the owner is a Christian, and they say we want to keep Sabbath, and they believe Sabbath is Sunday, so we're going to close all the stores on Sunday. And they're pushing for lobby and legal laws to back them up. So previous generations of Baptists might be surprised to see the way Christians live, shop, and work on Sundays. While some blue laws remain on the books, like we just saw in Massachusetts, the rest of our culture has pretty much given up on the idea, talking about the secularists. But guess what? It's coming back because of people like Chick-fil-A and others who just have a confusion on the day. It would be great if they were closing on the seventh day, wouldn't it? Not so great to make somebody have a law about it, but it would be great if they did it. It says some years back, an international what? Movement was born as a backlash to this societal creep, meaning that people will buy and sell on Sundays. They didn't like it. So an international movement was born. The European Sunday Alliance, which is not specifically Christian or religious, has pushed for laws to protect Sundays. That's international. It is proposed that Sunday shall not be sacrificed for economic interest. It needs to be protected as a day of rest and social gathering. Thinking about what? America. What are some benefits of trying to reclaim Sunday as special? Well, if Europe was passing laws, how do you think America is going to do it? Pass laws. Yet, taking back Sundays could yield some important benefits for you, maybe your family, your society as a whole. And that's how they're going to push it. It's a great family day. It's good for society. It's good for the weather and climate change and whatever you want to call it, right? Whether it's making church attendance a bigger priority, like laws, or simply taking a break from social media, each of us can be better blessed when we treat Sunday as special again. What about Sunday ever special? Find that in the Bible for me, please. Show me one verse. Sunday is not even mentioned in the whole Bible. Ever. By the way, it's all 2019 stuff. You notice in Daniel 3, what was associated with it? All kinds of... You know Kanye West? How many of you guys know Kanye West? Kanye West. I got the whole teenager back row back here knows Kanye West. Okay. Kanye West has a new song called Closed on Sunday. What on earth would Kanye West got to do with closing on Sunday? Doesn't that sound like a complete 180 to what he's normally known for? It references what business? You think there's anything at the higher echelon in society between the musicians, between the businesses and lawmakers that are tying together? Think there's any connection whatsoever? Yeah. Closed on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A. The song begins. That's just terrible. That's a song? That's bad. Who does a song that's bad? Chick-fil-A closes all its locations Sunday because of its founder, Truett Cathy's Christian faith. Closed on Sunday is the what tract?
Fourth.
What's the fourth commandment? How many of the children were there in Daniel chapter 3? Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, right? And then Daniel 2, right? How many? Four. Interesting. Jesus is king. He's talking about a different Jesus. Kanye West, even if he's sincere, he's confused. He's talking about a different Jesus. And he doesn't know it. Or if he does, that's deception, but I'm not going to lay anything on him. I'll assume he just doesn't know. The song goes on to preach against Instagram, etc. West ends the song with cry of Chick-fil-A! Chick-fil-A declined to comment on the song, but the fast food shout-out seems fitting for the gospel-influenced album. Every location of the fast food chain is closed on Sunday. West has also made what kind of investments? In the fast food industry. What do you think that is? That's 2019, by the way. How about United Nations policies? Let's take a look at this. Hopefully I'm not boring anybody with this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can, if you want this, I'll give you the quotes. I'll read some of the highlight part. A time when the human what? Impact on the earth. Need to go back to biblical times when Adam and Eve walked alone in the Garden of Eden, when God concluded the 6 days of creation was the cessation of all further work. What is that? What do you call the rest of God in Genesis? The Sabbath, right? That's when God rested. So they're talking about it in this article. Next part. This day of rest called Sabbath, or in Hebrew, Shabbat, became enshrined in the 10 Commandments, right? So even they acknowledge it. It says today, Judaism, Christianity, Islam have a version of a day of rest. Well, for the Islam, it's Friday, which is not really a day of rest, but moving on. And they try to incorporate corporate, that's business, executives, and so on. Skip all this, don't worry about that. But notice this guy, Dr. Menahem David Smaja, a well-known author, economist, and religious scholar. Notice what he says here. Smaja has a daring plan, calls for a what? International Day of Rest, about how many? 53 days a year. Well, how many weeks are in a year, roughly? 52 plus leap year, which makes it 53. So he's asking for how many Sundays then? Every single Sunday is a day of international rest at the UN level. 2019. That's scary. And he mixes it with climate and pollution and global warming and brings together the social, that's family, economic, that's money, ecological, that's all this stuff, and theological, that's Sabbath Sunday, principle to address the serious issue of climate change. Didn't the Bible mention the same thing in the book of Revelation? That the mark of the beast would be tied into all this stuff? Yeah. It's right there for anybody who just wants to read the Bible. So I'm going to skip the rest of it. You can read the rest of that for yourself. Notice multinational what? Are seeking public relations. They're seeking the little people to help them. In business advantage to a more what? Environmentally friendly policy. This suggests, all of this, that the time may be right for Dr. Smaja's proposal of an international Sunday law. That's frightening. You can't enforce worship by law. says we're going to have a Sabbath for ourselves, our industry, our environment is to correct these failures. It will lead to a better sharing of wealth, peace and safety, wealth for everyone. And then comes sudden what? Sudden destruction according to the Bible. They think it's going to bring prosperity for 1,000 years. No, it's going to cause total economic collapse. The time of the climate crisis, bring together all the people in a common cause. Yeah, one world order. What year is that? 2018. How about colleges and campuses? Closing much of campus on Sundays is a reflection of the Ashbury's commitment to Sabbath. They closed the library and the gym, but also the academic buildings, the CPO, that's the main office, and practice rooms in the Creeless, and they shut it down. It is certainly encouraging practice in the Sabbath on, so even colleges and libraries and things are closing. They want to close. And this particular article is complaining that some of the offices are remaining open. This is in the United States. That's 2018. CNN again. The importance of taking a day of rest on Sunday. The Sunday step back. Your business. CNN. By the way, if you know who Anderson Cooper is, you'll get that. The Manila Bulletin talks about Sabbath is enshrined in the Ten Commandments. The Christian Sunday is above all. And then it talks about, and it cites Dies Domini from Rome. So is it tied to the Roman Catholic Church? Yeah, they're citing it directly, and this is in the news networks. Why would they be citing the Pope for authority unless they believed he had some sort of authority? Again, these are all 2018, 2019. Italy, the new Italian government, a ban on Sunday shopping to defend family what? Tradition. Sunday, pressure from the Roman Catholic Church and unions, who said the country needed to keep its traditional day of rest. Poland also restricted Sunday shopping in 2018 and was a return to what kind of values? So that's Italy and Poland, 2018. Notice this. This is from the Spirit of Prophecy. Remember, what did she say about it? Trade unions will be one of the agencies that will bring upon this earth a time of trouble such as has not been since the world began. Did that previous article mention unions? Yes or no? Go back. What did it say? So was Sister White spot on? Yeah. Notice what she said in Adventist Home. The results of the labor unions and strikes, the conditions of life in the city are constantly becoming more and more difficult. Serious troubles are before us. And related to the unions. Next quote. Do not center our work in the city. She's talking about major factories. She's not saying you can't have a church in the city. She's talking about the major work. The conditions brought about by the labor unions. The strike would prove a great hindrance to our work. Men are seeking to bring those engaged in different trades under bondage to certain unions. This is not God's planning, but the planning of a power that we should in how much? No wise acknowledge. Do not associate yourself with unions. Notice the next part here. We are not to unite with secret societies or with trades unions. Testimonies for the Church, Volume 7. Because she saw what all these unions were going to bring about. Sunday law. Because it deals with business. Time is fast coming when controlling power of labor unions will be very oppressive. In the future, the problem of buying and selling will be a very serious one. We should now begin to heed the instruction given over and over. Country Living, page 9.5. Notice this again, Italy. Italy stores are to close on Sunday. Go to church. It's the custom of largely shutting down on so-called Sabbath, meaning Sunday, May 1st, 2019. Poland. Almost all the shops in Poland are closed. A new law signed at the beginning of 2018, and by 2020, they want how many? Every Sunday as a shopping-free day. What year is next year? 2020. Interesting. So they build it up slowly. They say get a few Sundays, and get a few more, and then by a certain year, let's have them all. Slowly creeping upon us, and we're not even paying attention. Italy, Poland, and the other EU countries. Supporters of the ban, some have religious reasons for opposing Sunday labor as well. Again, 2018, Krakow Post. On Sunday, November 24, 2018, the government approved a law to ban Sunday trading, the sale of merchandise on Sundays within the next 3 years, from 2018 to 2020, phased out altogether. This ban may sound strange to American ears, but Poland would actually join how many countries? 8 other EU countries, one like Italy and so many others, with regulatory, that's law, legislation pertaining to Sunday shopping habits. Many Europeans and Poles specifically welcome Sunday trade bans. 2019. They're going to love this. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread, as the saying goes. Notice Antigua and Barbuda. Notice this. The lower house passes a bill in 2019, October 30. Is this year 2019? October 30 is not that far away, was it? Sunday is one step closer to being concretized as the 12th public holiday recognized by the laws of Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua is over 80% or more Christian, maintaining Sunday as a common law holiday. Went further, Speaker, this government is very happy to endorse the recommendations of those persons who got together. And we will make Sunday, for the first time, in Antigua and Barbuda, a recognized public holiday, he said, and the bill was therefore what? 2019? Antigua and Barbuda? Let's go with it. You guys see the current flow of events from 2004 all the way to today? I didn't even quote them all. I quoted a few. Just some major ones for you guys. So I hope you guys can see that we're right on track. So I hope for when Jeremiah Davis comes in, I hope you listen. Thank you for your time.